I'm Scott Stevens, and I'm a game warden with the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. I grew up in Dover, New Hampshire, and lived there till I was 15. And we had a camp on Quebec Lake up in Willimantic. And every summer I would go up there and spend the summer right on the lake, fishing and boating pretty much every day. And my mother and I would stay there all summer, and my father would come up on the weekends and on his vacations. And the first time I ever saw a Maine game warden, my father and I were trolling on Quebec, and we got checked by a game warden, and he came up and checked our licenses and to see if we had any fish or anything. And I saw him out there patrolling in his boat, and he was all suntanned and looking like he was having a good time. And that was the first moment that I thought, that's a really cool job, and I would like to do that. When I was 15, we moved to Eustis, Maine, and built a house on some family land. And at that point, I was immersed in a really good area to hunt. My fall sport during high school was hunting, and as soon as I would get off the school bus, I would go in the house and grab a shotgun or a rifle and head out my back door and hunt until dark. My path to warden service was a little bit different than some of the traditional paths. I had worked for Maine State Police for almost 15 years and lived in the Eustis area, and the game warden at that time had been there for over 20 years, and he retired in 2009. And in 2010 I was encouraged by Warden Reggie Hammond in Rangeley, who knew that I had been interested in warden service in the past, and we had worked together some, and he encouraged me to apply again, and I did. I was hired, and my luck in assignments had continued because I was assigned right back to Eustis as the game warden instead of the state trooper. The Eustis area is a really nice area to be a game warden. It's a big district. It's 17 townships. Only 2 of those townships really have communities of people living in them, and all the other townships are mostly commercial forest land. Hunting in Eustis is basically big woods type hunting for moose and deer, black bear, big game and small game. I have some really nice fisheries, native trout ponds and streams. Most of it's fly fishing only. I have Flagstaff Lake, which is one of the biggest lakes in the state, and it's kind of a treacherous lake in a lot of ways because it's a shallow lake. It's very rocky and stumpy, and because it's so big, it's prone to having a lot of big wind on it, so that creates some issues for people sometimes. It's a very mountainous district. The Eustis district is a destination for snowmobilers. It has a really good trail system, and we have a lot of people that come here for backcountry snowmobiling off the trails, up in the logging roads and close to the border and so forth. So it's pretty diverse and nice place to be a game warden. One of the greatest things to me about being a game warden is that our work is seasonal. We really have to go by Mother Nature's schedule a lot more than just a regular work schedule. It changes with the seasons, and just about the time you've checked the last snowmobile that you could possibly stand looking at, then it's time to start thinking about smelt season, and you got to get prepared for that. And just about the time you're tired of going out every single night and being on a smelt brook somewhere, it's time for spring fishing. That goes into recreational boating and then into the fall. And so that's kind of good because you never really get tired of one thing, and there's always change. One of the challenges when you have like a big woods district, as I do, is you have 17 townships. Well, in that 17 townships, where's the place to be today to catch the intentional fish and game violator? Because that's when we get up in the morning or go out for the evening, that's our goal, is to catch the person that's out there intentionally doing something against the law. And in that big of an area, it can be a challenge to know where to be, but you have to base it on your past experiences and a little bit of homework pre-season, and we always accept luck, because that's not a bad thing. The most unique thing that I like to do in my off time is work in the woods with my draft horses. I've had workhorses for over 20 years, and I've been cutting wood on woodlots for people with the workhorses that whole time. I really enjoy it. What I like about it is working with an animal, and just I've always liked cutting wood, and it gets me a lot of exercise. On the average winter, I try to cut about 50 cords of wood. By the end of winter, following the horse around and limbing softwood and everything else, I'm usually in good shape at the end of the winter. And so it makes me feel physically good. It gets my mind away from other things, and I'm still outdoors. And it's just something that I enjoy. My family was woodcutters in the past, and I think it was just kind of passed on from that. And I'm kind of self-taught on it, but got some really nice horses. I've been doing it for a long time, and it's kind of a part of who I am away from my job. I believe that to be a good game warden, you have to have a passion for the resource. Maine has a lot of things that are unique that other states don't have. We have eastern brook trout fishery like no other state in the lower 48. We have moose population that is uncommon. We have a black bear population like no other state in the lower 48, and I think those unique things really have to be guarded, and we just have to work together to protect it.